confusing, and I was not even there in those days, so I'm going to explain you again. So be very focused, please. Okay, before we start a question, let's quickly revise the formulas for perimeter and area. So what generally, not about rectangle or perimeter or square. Just tell me for any figure, what is the formula for perimeter? A general formula. Don't look at me. No, not every figure has only 4 lengths that you're telling me length plus length plus length plus length. What if the figure has 6 or 7 lengths? What is the basic formula for perimeter?
Sum of all sides.
All sides. Right. Sum of all sides is the basic formula for perimeter. The one that you were telling me is further for the rectangle, because only rectangle has 2 lengths and 2 breadths. Not every shape has 2 lengths and 2 breadths. Not even square, because even square does not have. Basically, length is the bigger side and breadth is the smaller side. But in square, we have all the sides of the same length. So we don't have breadth here, we only have length here. And for any other figure, let's say this one, we don't have length or breadth here, we have only 3 sides, right? Or any figure that has like 8, 9 sides. So don't say the formula for length for perimeter is length plus breadth plus breadth. No, that's the formula for rectangle only. Generally, the formula is only length plus a sum of all the sides. And what's the formula for any figure for area?
Length
breadth.
breadth.
Yes. Very good. Length times breadth. Now, yes. So once you know the formulas, let me tell you, you're not going to get the questions where they would just give you all the lengths and you would only have to add them all. No, that was grade 3 level. Now you're going to have trickier questions. We are only doing perimeter today so that you don't get confused. Tomorrow I'll explain you squares. So you will have questions like this where you would be given a rectangle, because we're doing only rectangles, so I'm telling you about rectangles. Okay, composite figure is not included, so you only have to do rectangles and squares. You would be having a rectangle. One of the length would be given, either a breadth or a length. If it's the shorter side, that means it's a breadth. If it's a bigger side, that means it's a length. And the perimeter would be given. So you would have to find the length for the missing side. In this case, the missing side is length or breadth?
Length.
Length, because breadth is given. Okay, always start by writing the formula. The formula for perimeter equals to sum of
All sides.
all the sides. Now in this case, how many sides do we have? We have 2 lengths and 2 breadths. So that means the formula is going to be length plus breadth plus breadth. Always write these steps. Do not miss any steps for these questions. They are very important. If you don't write them and you just give me a straight answer, you would probably only get 0.25 mark for that. If the question is of 4 or 5 marks, you're not getting anything. You have marks for each step here, each step. And also it helps you when you start with the basic. When you start with the smallest thing, the basic thing, it helps you. Once you wrote this formula for the rectangle, this is only for the rectangle, not for the square. Then you are going to start putting the values in this formula, the values that you have here. Before you start that, let me tell me, this is the first breadth, which is 2 meters. What is going to be what is going to be the value here for the second breadth?
2 meters.
2 meters. Because the breadths are same. In rectangle, the opposite lengths are same. Breadths are same and lengths are same. They're equal. You can see they're equal. All right, that's why they're called rectangle. So let's write the values for the things that we have. We have the value for perimeter. It's 10 meters here. 10 meter equal. Do we have the value for length? No, so I'm just copying it same. Do we have the value for other length? No, so I'm just copying it same. Do we have the value for breadth? Yes, it's 2 meters. Do we have the value for breadth? Yes, it's 2 meters. All right. Once we're done to here, let's do the next step, which is I'm just going to add these two, 2 plus 2. Length plus length would remain same because I don't know what is that. I'll have to figure that out later. And then I'm going to add them and then I'll get 4 meters. Till here, it's easy. Now, next two steps, remember, they're going to be same for each question of the rectangle where the perimeter is given. The next step is when you get here, when you have the breadths added and like till here, after 4 steps, 1, 2, 3, 4. What you're going to do, you're going to do 2 steps. First is subtraction, second is division. Remember that. What do you subtract? 10 minus 4. You will subtract 10 meters minus 4 meters. What will you get?
6
What will
meters.
you get?
6 meters.
Now the answer that you get here, you're going to divide that with 2 and always with 2 with no other number. I'll explain you why with 2. Always remember that you have to divide this with 2. What is the answer that you'll get after division? 3 meters.
3.
This is your answer. That the missing length that they told you to find, the missing length is the length spelling is, sorry, just L-E-N-G-T-H, okay. The length of rectangle is 3 meters. So I'm going to write the missing length here. It's 3 meters and of course the same for the other side. You can always check back if you found the right length or no. How? Now you have all the lengths. Get the sum. If you have the same perimeter, like perimeter means the sum of all the sides. Get the sum. 3 plus 2, 5, plus 3, 8, plus 2, 10. Yes, my answer is correct. If I got something else, that means I did something wrong. Now let's get back to the
After writing 10 meters
writing.
minus 4 meters equals to 6 meters, what we have to do? I don't understand.
What? Can you ask again?
Teacher, I'm saying after writing 10 meter minus 4 meters equals to 6 meters, what we have to do?
Then we have to divide this 6 meter with 2. All right, I'm going to repeat the steps again, and I'll give you the easiest example later that will help you in understanding. Don't write anything. You're not writing this question. You're not going to write this question, girls. So don't bother, please, because I'm not going to tell you to copy this question. I'm going to give you other questions to write. Okay, perimeter means sum of all the sides. This is the first step you're going to write. Then, what is the perimeter for the length? Sorry, for the rectangle. It is length plus breadth because we have 2 lengths and 2 breadths. Then, after writing this here, whatever values you have, you're going to put them inside. If you have the value for the length means the longer side, you would write them instead of L. If you have the value for the shorter side, you would write them instead of B. I had in this case for the shorter side. So I'm going to write the values. I had perimeter given, I wrote them here, and I didn't have length at that time. I got them later. So I wrote length plus length just like that. And then I had breadths, so I wrote them here. After that, I can add 2 plus 2. I got 4 meters. The rest of the things would remain same. Now, once you reach till here, there are 2 steps that you're going to do for same 2 steps for each question of rectangle perimeter. That whatever you have here and here, you're going to subtract them. All right. 10 minus 4, 6. Whatever answer that you get, you're going to divide this with 2 and never with any other number, always with 2. And then whatever answer you get, that is your final answer. Now, let me give you an easiest example here, a daily life example that will help you understand it. Why are we subtracting and why are we dividing? Why? Like, how does it make any sense? Okay, let me start with this. Let me say, perimeter means sum of all the sides. It means total of everything. Let's say I have total of 10 candies. Okay, I'm just giving you a simple real life example. I have total of 10 candies that I have to give away to my 4 children. Why 4 children? Because rectangles have 4 sides. So that's why I'm telling you that I have 4 children in all the cases of a rectangle, right? Can a rectangle have 5 sides?
No.
Have 2 sides or 3 sides?
No.
So that's why it always had to be 4 children. All right. I have total of 10 candies in this case. In any other example, for example, here, I would have total of 48 candies. So just consider what you're given as perimeter. That means you're having total of those many candies that you have to give away, in your case, to your 4 siblings, or in my case, let's say 4 children, though I don't have them, but just give an example. Now, remember always, 2 of my children are toddlers, these 2, they are smaller ones, and 2 of them are bigger ones. All right, these 2 are probably, let's say, 3 years old, and these 2 are 7 years old. They're like, these 2 are equal and these 2 are equal age, but 2 of them are smaller in every case and 2 of them are bigger, because rectangle always have 2 small sides and 2 bigger sides. All right, now at earlier I didn't know that how many candies I'm giving to my bigger children. I only knew that I'm giving away 2 candies to my first child and 2 candies to my other child. These 2 have to be same. Okay, I have to find out that how many candies am I giving to the remaining 2 children. All right, so how would I find out that? Okay, again, I have total 10 candies. If I gave away 2 candy to my first child, how many am I left with?
6.
No. If I just gave it to the first child, 8. Then I gave it to the second child. How many candies am I left with? 6. Right? So that's what I did directly here. I am giving away. So when you give away, you're basically subtracting, right? Giving away or taking away something, taking out something means you're subtracting, because when you give something, you're left out with a less number. You never give something and it's not possible that you're giving away your candies and you would have more. It's not possible. You would always have less. So this is the reason why I subtract, that I have 10 meters in total and I gave away 4 meters to these 2 breadths. So that's why I subtracted here, and I was left with 6 meter. That means I'm left with 6 candies here. Now I know that I have 6 candies and 2 children more, and to these 2 children I have to distribute equal amount of candies. Not that I'm going to give 1 to him and 5 to him. No, I have to give equal because they both are the same age, right? And I have to be fair. So when you have to give something equally, distribute something equally among someone, what do you do?
Subtract. Divide.
If you have to give something, divide or distribute something equally, what do you do? Divide. So now I would check that how many candies would go to them equally. So for equal, always we have to divide. 6 divided by 2. That's why 2, because I have 2 children left. So 6 divided by 2 will give you 3 meter. That means each is going to get 3 meter. All right. This was just the example to help you understand why we do any of this. But these questions always require a lot of practice. All right, so do practice the questions that you have done in copy or in workbook. Write them in a blank paper, just the questions, not the answers, and solve them again and again. That is how you would have a good command in it. They're difficult questions. They can't be just done in 35 minutes here in the class. Is everyone clear with this?
Yes.
Yes.
Any questions?
Yes. No.
Yes.
Now the next one, we have area here given for the rectangle. This is very easy actually. Now let's quickly write always start writing with the formula. What is the formula for area?
Length multiplied by breadth.
Length times breadth, or length times width. They both are correct. Okay, that means the same. All right. Now again, once we wrote the formula, we are going to put in the values that we have. All right. I have area, which is 48 meter squares. Always write areas in squares. I don't have length here, so I'm going to put question mark here. And I have breadth here, which is 6 meters. This is very easy. It's just like a dotting timetable. Think 6 times what gives you 48? Like fill in
8.
the
Eight.
your time. Very good. 8.
Times 8.
So that means 48 meters squares equals 8 meters times 6 meters. So the missing side is 8 meters. Here we are going to have 8 meters. That's it. 6 eights are 48. The missing length is,
Teacher, is this the work we need to do?
no, it
Okay.
is 8. I'm just explaining you. 8 meters. All right. It's just like a charging timetable. You're asking yourself that what 6 times what gives me 48. Girls, when do you ask this question from yourself? Yes, when do you ask this question from yourself? That this time what gives me this?
6 eights are.
No, when in few questions we ask this question from ourselves. That 6 times what gives me this? 7 times what gives me this? In division, right? That's how you solve division question. So you can even solve this as division. 48 divided by 6 equals 8. But the same thing. Even if you're going to divide, you're
Yes.
going to ask yourself this question. All right. Okay, now the task is not to do this. The task is to do workbook page 137, question number 1 and 2. I'm showing the screen only for the sake of help. If you need to find out, if you forget any step, you can just take help from here. You probably won't finish in the class. You only have 4 minutes left. So you would do that at home and must finish that at home. If you have any question, you would ask me tomorrow. I'm going to ask you the answers as well. Start doing 137. I have written it in your diary as well. 137, question at page number 1 and 2. The questions are different
What
on
page
page
number?
137. The questions are different on page number 137. Don't copy these questions. They were just for the explanation.
Teacher, teacher, can you tell the page number?
137. It's written on the screen as well. 137,
Oh,
question 22.
okay.
Teacher, we have to do B by itself.
You have to do both of them by yourself, question number 1 and 2. These were the just explanation questions. These are not the ones that are there.
Teacher, we don't have to do question 3.
Not today.
Excuse me, teacher, I'm done.
Okay, girls, I know you didn't have enough time, so if most of them of you are not done, so that would be a homework. We can leave the meeting now. The time's up. Leave. You can check your diary. I have written it there.
Allah Hafiz, teacher.
Okay, Allah Hafiz everyone.
Allah Hafiz.